50. I did the same thing with NATO. I got them to pay up. NATO was 200. They were 250. I did the same thing with NATO. I got them to pay up. NATO was busted until I came along. I said, everybody's going to pay. They said, well, if we don't pay, are you still going to protect us? I said, absolutely not. They couldn't believe the answer. And everybody, you never saw more money pour in to Secretary General Stoltenberg. Well, I don't know if he is anymore, but he was my biggest fan. He said, all these presidents came in, they'd make a speech, they'd leave, and that was it. And they all owed money, and they wouldn't pay it. I came in, I made a speech, and I said, you got to pay up. They asked me that question. One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay. You got to pay your bills. And the money came flowing in.
All right, so that's the notorious Trump. Trump, talking about talking recklessly, according to. I mean, this is politics, obviously. So I'm looking at this report here. It says former President Donald Trump claims that he would encourage Russia to attack U.S. allies if they failed to spend enough on their defense. Pact set off fresh tremors Sunday across Washington. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I don't see a good harmony between the headline and what Donald Trump actually said, and that's not been said to him.
Okay, so you don't think there's much alignment in what he said? There's a little bit more context
between the headline given by the that media outfit and what Donald Trump was saying. Yes, Donald Trump, he himself is known to be a notorious delinquent when it comes to honoring agreements to workers on site and employees sometimes. This has led to this has been litigated over and over that he does not honor his commitments to contractors with some organizations.
Right. Exactly.
So, but in politics now, he said he is serving notice to countries that have always pledged concerning North Atlantic Treaty Organizations known as NATO. These are American allies, essentially, or mostly in Europe. So there are frontline states in that arrangement, in the EU and what have you, very close to Russia. So he is saying for member nations in NATO who have always been derelict, leaving the responsibility of footing the bills for NATO operations to America, mostly, that it's not going to be business as usual, that it was not going to be usual, the usual standard they were used to. If you commit to making certain donations to the operations of smooth running of NATO, you must pay up. America will not carry the burden alone. That is him, digging and appealing to the core Republican base of his followership right there. But in truth, even to begrudge Donald Trump, is he not known to be a principal enabler for Vladimir Putin, the Russian strongman?
Right.
Is he not known?
That's not a secret. That's not a secret at this point.
It is also known that there have been reports pointing out to the fact that even when America had imposed sanctions against some organizations like the Republican Guard in Iran, whenever they got contract in some places that America would not want people to do, that certain operations of Donald Trump was really fronting for some of these companies In some cases, they were known to have inflated the cost of a contract sum. In some cases, these are ongoing investigations by journalists, especially investigative journalists. Rachel Maddow Rachel Maddow of MSNBC
Right.
ran several shows on the compromises that characterize the operations of Donald Trump. So Donald Trump would, I mean, sometimes he bears his mind, but the truth of the matter is that when it comes to the real action, like Mrs. Hillary Clinton said, he often plays footsie. He is more of a wimp when it comes to talking to Vladimir Putin and all these people he's talking about. So you can expect that what it will, I mean, to be a continuation of what Republicans are doing currently. Yes, grandstanding and making sure that they look for every excuse in the book to make sure that funds don't
Right.
get dedicated or voted for the operations that would defend Ukraine and other frontline states uh, in Europe. So, all said and done, what I expect would happen, you know, he went to court to seek interpretation on whether, as a former president, he could be prosecuted for some of the actions taken. And then, I mean, some of the judges had. So if a president instigated murder, for instance, murder for hire
Right.
situation, would that still be covered by the immunity? At the end of the day, you see, the verdict returned was that he would go down. No president is above the law. Once the president is out of office, immunity immunity terminates. It expires, and then there must be
At least not
consequences.
with extreme
And
stuff. At least not with extreme stuff.
this is one good stuff that Nigeria, the most influential country on the African continent, and perhaps in the black world all over, must imbibe. There have been presidents known to have done all kinds of stuff against Nigerian people. Look at the senseless killings of Nigerian citizens. The way Nigeria was dishonored itself by the government of the day. Young people who were protesting economic hardship and the reckless handling of youth by the police, the protest known as NSAS. Even while they were covering themselves with Nigeria's national flag, the government of the day had the audacity, the temerity to irresponsibly kill many of them in cold blood. And you are telling me the president who sanctioned that operation, the military officers who carried out the operations, do not be deprived of immunity after office and be prosecuted? No nation can carry on like that. If you
No,
want
it's
to
not
carry on like
sustainable.
that,
It's not
it will be, yes,
sustainable.
raw rule of men. Building strong men instead of strong institutions. That is what America is not going to stand for. So Donald Trump can say all that he wants to say. I think the final say will still reside with the people. You see, the way they dangled the carrot this past week about, the age of the age advance of Mr. Joe Biden, not allowing him to respond before the special counsel that investigated the what's it called, the handling of classified documents that were found in his house. You know, the standard practice of if you don't want to perjure in law, you are asked something, you are given the constitutional coverage of saying, I do not remember, or you plead fifth. So the fact that Mr. President said, I do not remember, you saw the way the attack machine of Republican Party went to town. begin to claim that the man, almost saying that the sitting president is suffering from amnesia or selective memory or memory loss, something like that, and that drove out the base of Democratic Party. You see the way they were shut down in one fell swoop. That no, you don't go there, because if you watch Donald Trump himself, he's been under cross-examination and real interrogations in the U.S. that he makes all kinds of wild claims. So, like I told you, the good thing that will bring out the designing voters in America will be for the Republican Party to decide to field Donald Trump as his flag bearer, presidential flag bearer. So
I am on the fence.
yeah, just like me
My
too. But my duty is to analyze it as it is, and then let you know that this is what this will lead to. Yes, already now we know that it is going to be a repeat encounter, face off
it's a
between
face off.
Biden
So it's going
and
to be a face off.
yes, between Biden.
It's not going to
and
be
Donald
very
Trump.
easy for Biden to win. It's not like an easy slide in there. You're going to win.
It looks like it will be easy. Look at the numbers economically.
That's where I disagree
I'm,
with you. I think I'm on the fence. I think it's going to be a face off. I think
I'm on the fence too, but
I
I'm
think it's
telling
going to be
you,
harder than you think.
the figures. Listen, the figures are showing that America has not had this good for decades economically. And look at the
These people
job
that are
growth.
recording the figures, they have always been wrong about Trump, and their numbers are off when it comes to Donald Trump.
See, against Hillary Clinton, the numbers were off. The other time, they nailed it.
I think the nation was kind of tired. They needed to breathe a little bit. Let the poor breathe.
Yes, at this time, no, nobody. Listen, at this time, nobody is going to gamble with a rancorous individual in the White House, and he has let it out that
The
coming back is going to be.
The Republicans seems like they're willing to gamble. That's what it looks like right now.
But they do not constitute the majority. Go and look at past elections. See, I take it for granted that Democrats would always have the most vote. That is majority votes. On simple majority, they will have that.
Right,
What they need to
right.
work on is their permutation of the electoral college.
Right,
And
right.
I think they would have it. The numbers tally when you look at the performance, the indices, the steady growth of the American economic system since Joe Biden got there. Finally, I think from what I am feeling, Americans feel that they are not going to gamble. The gambling thing that I was talking about the other time, they are not going to gamble or fiddle around this time. It's almost like all the time, Democrats work, create the wealth. Republicans don't tell you, oh, we have fiscal discipline and all that. They come back. They come in, what do they do? They become so profligate. And they are not even able to control the numbers. So people are reasoning now, they are putting things together, and they know that Democrats may do a better job of growing the economy and then making sure that in continuation of the real deal stuff or the new deal stuff, that the system will continue to dispense the best to the greater number of American people through Democrats.
All right, sure. All right, we'll be back in about 20 seconds. Do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you're notified when we go live. If you're watching from Facebook, on TikTok, please hit that like button, double tap everywhere. Make sure you're sharing this platform with other people. The more, the merrier. Thank you so much. We'll be back in 20 seconds.